I'm Susan. Welcome to Tea and Games. Welcome to Tea and Games in January 2026. And this is going to be my kind of year-end summary for 2025. And I've got hair in my face. I'm sorry, I've kind of got hobbit hair today. It's just kind of curling crazy like. The tea today is Yorkshire Tea's Malty Biscuit Brew, which honestly, it does kind of taste like biscuits, like British cookies, not like American biscuits. But it does have this kind of, I don't know, vanilla shortbready kind of flavor to it. And it's very warm. I've got my hands around it here. Not that I need the warmth. It's supposed to be in the 80s today. And so I think I'm probably going to have to stop saying that January is always cold and rainy, because January is now not usually cold and rainy. But anyhow, on to the games for 2025. I'm going to really emphasize notable games. Games that just really hit the spot for us. Things we really super liked. Let that cool down a little bit. Stats. I'm going to try not to lean into stats so much, because I can just kind of visualize viewers' eyes glazing over when I just go numbers, more numbers, and some numbers to go with my numbers. So we're going to try to keep just the numerical part of this as brief as we possibly can. 320 plays total. This is on the table plays. I'm not counting Board Game Arena. I'm just not even talking about Board Game Arena. I did play more on Board Game Arena this past year, but the numbers for that are kind of skewed by me, like playing solo stuff, like game solo a whole bunch of times, trying to learn a game, or just muddling through plays of random games. I feel like Board Game Arena does not really give a good snapshot of typical board game play for me, not even typical board game likes for me. I may circle back to that later in the year to more Board Game Arena stuff, but for now, on the table plays, either here or elsewhere, was 320. Total of 87 different unique games, and new to me games was 45, which I guess it kind of surprised me when I saw that the number was that high, but on the other hand, it kind of didn't, because in the fall of, let's see, this is for 2025, in the fall of 2024, after the US election, I knew tariffs were coming, so fall of 2024 and early 2025, I just bought as much stuff off of my wish list as I could. Even some things that I wanted to play one of these days that weren't even on the wish list, just always in the back of my mind. Classic games, a lot of them. And we still haven't played all of those. So for the first time in a year or two, maybe I've got kind of a significant shelf of shame list, which we may make a video on that. As a matter of fact, Robert was specifically encouraging me to buy certain games so that I could make a shelf of shame video like all the other content creators. But anyhow, yeah, I also did another thing on Board Game Stats. That's where I'm getting these numbers, is amount of time played. I don't actually start a timer. I know some gamers who do use BG Stats to lay it out on the table and start the timer to get an accurate time played for a game. And I think that might be useful for certain games, because there are certain games I'm going like, wow, that I think maybe took longer or a lot shorter. It felt like, and it seemed like just looking at the clock, that the time was either significantly longer or significantly shorter than the gameplay time that's listed on Board Game Arena. But I just let BG Stats do the approximation thing. That's kind of as close as I'm really interested in getting, although, like I say, there's a few games that I might be interested in getting something more accurate. But total amount of time played is 230 hours this past year. My H index, which is like certain number of games played a certain number of times. My H index is 9 for on the table plays. 9 games were played at least 9 times. Actually, that's pretty good, actually. But anyhow, getting down to the actual games we played a lot, and you can toggle, the most plays was, and nobody who watches this channel regularly is going to be surprised by this. Can I hear you all say it together? Carcassonne. And I should add, for all those people that are rolling their eyes just ever so hard, that that's our top game. Because, I mean, there are a lot of, Carcassonne gets a fair amount of disrespect, I feel. We roll in a lot of expansions or a lot of mini expansions. So we don't just play base game. We play things that don't work well together. Sometimes things that make it difficult. So that's our top game with 39 plays. And this may be a surprise to some of you, Moon Colony Bloodbath was our number 2 most played game in 2025, and it is a new game to us. It just came out last year and we got it. We played it 37 times. It came very, very close to overtaking Carcassonne. It's very easy. Part of it is, it's easy to table. I mean, it's just, you got the decks of cards, you just take the decks of cards out and you lay them out and you put your resources on your player mat and deal 4 cards to each player, and you are set up. So, yeah. I mean, you have to pull like 2 twist cards to put into the progress deck, but you just take them off the top of the twist deck. So, yeah, not a big thing. And we are not good at this game. We are just ever so bad at this game, but that's kind of the point of the game. The game is not all about being really efficient. Moonbase developers, I mean, the designer, who is the same designer as Design Dominion, calls it an engine building, engine destroying game. And basically, yeah, you get stuff and then you just like tear it all down. It is fun though. It's a challenge. It feels a lot like a co-op because the game is so tough that it has very much an us against the game kind of feel, except that everybody is trying to optimize their own things. But yeah, we have a lot of fun with it. It's got kind of a retro, dark humor kind of feel, and we like that too. Our third most played game was Space Base. And this is only on the table plays. We've also played it quite a few times on Board Game Arena. And it got 17 plays. Space Base was also new to us this year. We played it for the first time at Pelicon in February of last year. Yes, last year. We're in 2026. Number 4 is Carcassonne again, the winter edition. We really love the artwork on this, even though it's just base game. There are no expansions for it. I mean, I think there have been expansions made for Carcassonne, but this is the second edition with the Winter River tiles. So it includes that little mini expansion of River 1 with a winterscape for the tiles, which we really like. And we just love the artwork for it. It's just, I don't know, it's just got a nice feel to it because of the way it looks and how good they did the artwork on it. It's not available in the US that I know of. I ordered it from Germany a couple of years ago. Of course, due to tariffs, I'm not going to be ordering anything from overseas anytime soon. Our number 5 game most played was Obsession, which you're kind of going like, whoa, that's a bit bigger than those other ones, because I mean, Carcassonne, Moon Colony, Bloodbath, and Space Base are all fairly light, fast games that is, you just open the box and you can just set it up like that. Obsession takes a little bit more setup and a little bit more time to play, even at 2-player, than the others. And yet it is number 5 with 10 plays. We played it, this is another one we played for the first time at Pelicon in February, and I tried to do the play to win thing, but I didn't win it, and it was out of print, or went out of print before my local game store could get it in stock. So they were in the process of restocking, and basically It was restocked right at the end of July is when I finally managed to get a hold of it. And I pre-ordered it from the publisher website. They were very good in keeping everybody informed about stuff. It was really nice. And so I pre-ordered it as soon as it became available for pre-order on the publisher website. But I did something that I've never done with another game before, and might be safe to say I'm not ever going to do this again. Not because it was a bad thing, but just because it was a weird thing. Yeah, weirder than the other things I have done. For those of you who have heard about some of my stranger gameplays, weirder than other things I have done, I got all of the expansions for Obsession before I had the game. Yes, you heard that right. I bought every expansion and all of the promo cards and promo tiles for a game I did not own. And that was not even in stock and was not at the time I bought those. Like, I didn't even have a pre-order button to lean on at that point in time. But I wanted the game so badly. It's like, we loved this game. It was very much just like a love obsession kind of thing, like at first play. It's like we immediately knew we wanted this game. We want every single thing that has ever been associated with this game. It was just a lock instantly. But yeah, I did that. And then the game came back into stock end of July. It shipped, and we got our first play of it, I think like August 2nd or 3rd, something like that. And so from the first week of August to the end of the year, we played it 10 times, and we played it every single month after we got it. So yeah, it's kind of a different thing. I mean, it's not unusual for small, fast, light, easy setup games to get a lot of plays and be like in rotation so that it kind of comes up every month or just about every month. But this is a bit bigger than the stuff we typically play every single month. I mean, we play Carcassonne every single month, and I'm kind of thinking Obsession is the only other game besides like favorite game status that we play every single month. So that was kind of interesting how we just sort of became obsessed with it. But yes, Rimshot. That was number 5. Number 6 is Cartographer's Heroes. That's still seeing a fair amount of play. We played it 10 times last year. Regular Cartographers has kind of dropped off. It's dropped way down. We're mostly playing with the heroes, though. I think we have gone back to the regular deck, the Explore deck, once at least. But we're mostly playing heroes, and we do roll in all the expansions. That's another one I've got all the promo cards for. And we also have all the different map packs. Lately, we've been playing Frozen Expanse because we do not have a Frozen Expanse out our window here. It is sunny and hot. So yeah, perfect time to thaw some ice with the Frozen expansion for Cartographer's Heroes. And that was 10 plays. So Obsession, Cartographer's Heroes. Another one with 10 plays is Dominion 2nd Edition. I also did kind of, not a crazy thing, but a super extravagant thing for Dominion, which is 2nd Edition that we've got. We've got Dominion 2nd Edition. I've also got the Seaside expansion and the Prosperity expansion. I mean, have you looked at the back of the box for the Prosperity expansion? Have you seen what's in it? Seaside is the one that introduced duration cards, which is kind of interesting and nifty. But Prosperity, as soon as I looked at that box, I thought, oh my God, all that money. I mean, it just really leans into the treasure cards. So yeah, I kind of had to get that. And I also got all the promo cards this year. I'd gotten a few before this year, but this year I just finished up getting all the promo cards, which are available on the Board Game Geek store. But yeah, we've been playing Dominion more. And the thing that I got that was kind of excessive is I got an organizer for it from a dealer on Etsy. I don't remember the dealer's name, but I looked at a bunch of different organizers and I really liked this one. And it has tabs for the base game, all of the cards in Prosperity and Seaside, and all of the promo cards as well. And I can fit all of that and the extra mats and the point marker coiny kind of things there, all of that just in the base game box. I mean, I think right now I'm kind of done with getting Dominion expansions, but I've got everything in one box. And Plays of Dominion dropped off like with every expansion I got. It's like I got the base game, few promo cards, play Dominion. The base game and Seaside expansion, play Dominion a little bit less. Got base game, Seaside expansion, Prosperity, promo cards, play Dominion even less. And it just got to the point where it's like I wanted to play Dominion, and then I kind of thought, oh, but I've got all those cards to dig through, and which box did I put the promo cards in? And it's just like at a certain point in time, I just kind of felt like, oh, let's play something else. I don't want to just dig through all those boxes and sort out the cards to, do the layout and all that. And so we kind of stopped playing Dominion for a few months there. And I thought, right, the only reason I'm not playing this is because no organization. And I have a couple of games that it's like, after I got the game, I looked at it, it's like this giant mess in the box, and I said, right, if we like this game, I must get an organizer for it, because otherwise we're never doing this again, with the mound of baggies and boards and pieces in the box. And even though Dominion is just a straight card game, it kind of got that way once you start adding in expansions and things like that. So it kind of got to the point where I just like, oh God, I'll have to dig through the cards and haul out multiple boxes. But now it's all in one big, extremely heavy box. Yeah, I don't know if that box is going to last, but we're good for now. A-okay. But yeah, so Dominion is number 7 with 10 plays. Martian Dice is also at number 10. It came back into print this past year. We had been playing it just a huge amount on Board Game Arena. So that's one that's really we're still playing it a fair amount on Board Game Arena. I'll tell you what it's really good at. If you are 2-player, like a couple or something like that, or just 2 people, and you're at a restaurant and you're waiting for the meal to be delivered, it's really, the gameplay for Martian Dice is really good to play and sit across the table from somebody talking smack about your Martian fleet when you're at a restaurant waiting for your food. That is the primary way we end up playing Martian Dice on Board Game Arena. I have played it with friends a few times, but most of the plays are going to be waiting for food plays. Oh gosh, my voice dropped out. I need to drink more tea. But yes, 10 plays of Martian Dice on the actual table with the new Martian Dice game. They did change the artwork, but it's still good. Scrabble dropped down to only 9 plays. This is our Scrabble board here. Because a lot of this year I really wasn't feeling well, and I would just not take my turn first thing in the morning because I just didn't feel good. So we kind of fell behind. Usually we can typically, with taking one turn per day, each of us doing a word every day, it's usually around 11 or 12 plays, because we'll sometimes like this just leave it up even after the game is done and not reset it immediately. But yeah, it dropped down to 9 last year. So hopefully it'll go back up next year. Other games with below that 9-10 level, Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries with 8 plays. Alice's Garden. Oh, I have too many numbers. I'm doing too much with numbers, aren't I? Alice's Garden was a new one we got. It's a very simple, just the right amount of thinky polyomino tile placement for points kind of game. It's got less setup than any other game I own. Literally, you take the lid off the box, dump everything out, grab a player board, and play. That's it. I mean, that's literally it, because all the pieces are in drawstring bags. So you just need player boards, and then you start playing. So yeah, it's pretty quick to set up. So we got 8 plays. Taverns of Tiefenthal, new to us this past year. 7, A Gentle Rain, which I know so many of you like as much as I. 7 plays. Beacon Patrol got 6 plays. Solstice got 5, but it has since been culled because it's one of those games that we played it on Board Game Arena. We played it like on the table, and it's just after a certain period of time, we just totally lost interest in it. It's kind of like, okay, right, we're done with it now. It was enjoyable, but its time passed unusually fast. It was less satisfying than, as the more plays I played with it, the less I enjoyed it and the less satisfying it was. And that's not generally the trajectory that you're looking for a game that you're going to keep and keep playing. It's a Wonderful World was another new game last year, 4 plays. Ditto Fromage, Jaipur, which is a great nifty little spice trading 2-player game. First play, that's another one we got our first play in at Pelican, which you're going like, you went to a convention, you played a 2-player game? It was a classic. It was something I'd always wanted to play. So yeah. Let me see. Jock Muck, the Winter Market, 3 plays. Ticket to Ride Northern Lights. We got a hold of Northern Lights this year, 3 plays. Village Rails, 3 plays. Century Spice Road, also 3. I think I'm just going to drop off at that point. That's another one we played at Pelican. I think I may have done the convention wrong because I really targeted well-known classic games that we just hadn't played. But we got a lot of plays in, and we bought most of them afterwards. So that's, I guess, good for the board game industry. We go to a convention and play a bunch of games that we come home and buy. But yeah, that's kind of what the top games look like. But I wanted to specifically toggle over here and talk about new games, new to us. I mentioned some of those were new to us. And I want to lean into that a little bit more with our new games, new to us games. Moon Colony Bloodbath, some notable games. I can see why that would not be everyone's cup of tea, but we just enjoy the heck out of it. We've already gotten in quite a few plays at the beginning of this year, and we're still in the first week of the year. I think Obsession's going to be one that we're going to play quite a lot too. Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries, I'm not sure about that. Since we got, I mean, it's kind of perfect for 2 players, better than the city games, I think, at least for me. Robert likes the city games, I don't. Nordic Countries is the point at which we meet on that whole compact 2 to 3 player experience for Ticket to Ride. But we got Northern Lights, and we loved that. It is definitely a bigger experience than Nordic Countries. You got more cities on the board, and there are definitely some differences in the way it plays. But if you like Ticket to Ride, you're definitely going to like Northern Lights. And what I'm thinking here is that by this time next year, Northern Lights might have, I mean, we're already at the beginning of the year going, oh yes, Nordic Countries has replaced Europe for our favorite Ticket to Ride. And I think next year there's a definite possibility that Northern Lights could supplant Nordic Countries, even though it's a bigger, longer game. So that's something to watch out for. Alice's Garden, new to us, that is so easy to table. I mean, it is just, and it's just a nifty little polyomino puzzle. And it's, I don't know, it's just the right amount of thinky. And it's just so easy to get to the table. We played that a lot, and I think that we're probably going to continue playing it a lot. I think it's probably out of print. We found it used for like $7. Talk about getting your money's worth out of it. I think we already have. I think we've played it enough that our cost per play is pennies now. Taverns of Tiefenthal. Ooh, I really like this game. I really, really like this game. I was sort of shocked and dismayed that when I looked at the stats, it only got 7 plays. But yeah, it's a Wonderful World. I like more than Robert does, but it's a nifty little card crafting game. It has the mechanisms in it work a little bit differently than some other card crafting games. It's kind of a modern classic, and I do like it a lot. It's ditto for Jaipur and Century Spice Road, but I'm looking down here. There are things I wanted to highlight I'm not seeing. Ah, here we go. Skara Brae. Skara Brae is good. It's resource management, but it doesn't work quite like all the other resource management games we've played. It's like, okay, great, you're getting resources and you're trading them in to get more resources. And then it's like, and I've got so many resources, I'm into negative points now. You have to kind of clean up your playboard, because if you get too many resources, then you start taking midden at the end of the round, which is basically trash. So if you have enough resources, those resources start generating trash. You get enough resources and trash, you start losing points. So yeah, it's like you need lots of resources to do things to get lots of points, but you need to manage the income and the outgo of those resources so that you don't end up to your neck in junk at the end of the game. So yeah, it's nifty. We like it a lot. We got this as a free game from Skara Brae. Hi, Tyler and Ilya at Skara Brae. They had a game giveaway, and I've entered a few game giveaways just kind of randomly here and there, but I don't usually. And I don't even remember what the impetus was for me doing this, but I entered a giveaway and I got Skara Brae. So, and it's really a winner. It's like, gosh, I mean, I don't think I'm going to enter any more giveaways just right off the top of my head, because I kind of feel like I entered a giveaway and I got a really outstanding game. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I think I've done that now. And everybody else can get all the other really outstanding games in giveaways. But thank you to Skara Brae for having the giveaway and having this wonderful game, which I think was donated to them by Garfield Games for the purpose of a giveaway. Other notable games. We did not play Mythwind nearly as much as I thought we would this past year. We got Santa's Workshop this year. That was really, really good. Other notable games. I was stunned to discover that Mountain Goats was a new game to us this year. Even on Board Game Arena, it was still new. That really surprised me because we played it so much. We only have 2 on the table plays of it, which really surprised me. I think it's one like March and Dice where we just have a lot more plays on Board Game Arena. Let me see, anything else? We got Terra Nova this year because we felt like Terra Mystica might be a little too heavy for us, and we did enjoy that. That's notable. For Shuffle Dartmoor, we managed to snag that before the end of the year, but we haven't had a chance to play it very much, so it's not racked up any big numbers. And it will be interesting to see if it overtakes the regular Forest Shuffle in terms of total number of plays, kind of like the way Cartographers Heroes pass Cartographers. I'm not sure if Dartmoor will do that. It could just be we're going to swap off on those. I'm looking. We got some really good games. Got some very, very good games this year, but I kind of think I've mostly hit all of the notable ones. Like Skara Brae, I especially wanted to mention because we had only gotten 2 plays in on it by the end of the year because we got it a little bit later in the year. And we got so many good games that we were playing so much. But yeah, I really wanted to mention Taverns of Tiefenthal doesn't get enough love. Y'all need to play that. It's good. It's dice placement, and I don't know, it feels really thematic. At least it does to me. And so I mean, if you like games about running a tavern and serving beer, it's like, gosh, it's like every time we play that, though, we feel the strong impulse to go to a pub afterwards. I'm not sure it's all that good for us in some respects. But yeah, Century Spice Road, there's a lot of modern classics we played for the first time this year, like Century Spice Road's Space Base, Taverns of Tiefenthal, It's a Wonderful World, Jaipur, yeah. And we kind of tried to lean into that modern classic thing a bit. Because I kind of realized at a certain point that there were all these games I've heard about that I've never played. Games that have been around for a while, not like the new hot thing that all the content creators are playing. It's like, I'm sorry, if you tuned in for the hotness, yeah, Skara Brae, I believe, is a new game, but but generally speaking, we don't do the hotness. We do the rapidly cooling leftovers, is the way I like to put it, because it's like by the time we get around to playing something, it is no longer hot. It's like on everybody else's to be cold shelf, because people go through games, content creators, it's like, this is the greatest game ever. It's like, and that's this month's game of the month. And like 6 months later, and this is on our call list. And so it's just, I feel like if I find a game I like, I want to play it to death. And we are trying to hone in on that kind of perfect for us game collection of games that we're just like, every game on the shelf is something we love. It's taken a little bit to hone in on it, and we are still buying new games occasionally, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that we bought a bunch of games before Christmas and a bunch of games after Christmas, and then we're probably not going to buy a whole lot during the year. And that's kind of the way last year went as well. You know, we bought the fall and into the beginning of last year, and then we spent the year playing those games a lot. So anyhow, I wanted to catch you up on some of the things that we played and that we really liked this year, because I made fewer videos this past year because I had some health problems. And I'm hoping to be able to kind of do videos a lot more regularly, though we've got some stuff coming up that may interfere with video stuff. Not to mention the neighbors next door are still doing construction. So I would have had this video out sooner if it were not for the sound of power tools every day. So it's kind of like I have to sneak it in before they crank up the power tools. I don't know what they're doing, but I hope they're happy with their house when they get done with it. And I'm really hoping they get done with it soon. Anyhow, we have had a great time this past year playing games. And one notable thing is we got a game topper for our dining room table this past year, so that we can convert it into a game space and then just like take the topper off and pack it away and have our regular dining room table again. So it's been really, really nice, and it gives us a nice feel for the whole gaming experience. And we still get to keep our dining room table. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for now. I have some ideas for some upcoming videos depending upon construction next door. But I thank you all for joining me. I look forward to your comments down below, and I will see y'all next time round the table. Bye.